Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Thursday Night Live.
Hey. So,
Yes.
Hi.
You caught us here with a wild Ethan. He exists.
I do.
He
Do this.
I do.
sometimes only in our dreams. But
Lately, yeah. Back to seat.
this is just skits face off into the distance. But hello, welcome to Thursday Night Live. You know, we talk about random topics and our opinions don't matter. But all jokes aside, we've got a new month, which means we have new topics. This month, we're gearing up towards the spooky season with ghost stories and different takes on different things approaching ghost stories. We'll get into tonight's topic here in just a second, but first, we're going to throw it over to that one for announcements.
We have podcasts this month. That's still getting updated as far as when we're going to be live, but that flyer will be circulating soon. The big event this month is actually going to be the Full Moon Bazaar in Bowling Green. So that's the last weekend of September. Spirit Mechanics as a whole will not be at the local gig this month, but
we'll have Steven Cillian Vibrations there. So at least have one mechanic there. So come see me. We're trying to get more to show if they'll join me.
So it's going to be a busy month. We have several podcasts. I just have to get the list together of which ones are live versus which ones are recorded. But as always, we're looking forward to seeing anybody that can pop out and see us. Get your handshake, your hug, your high five.
All of them are free.
And Scarefest. We're finally at a point that we can start talking about Scarefest. Scarefest is next month.
18th through the 20th.
Yep.
And we're going to be rocking as we always do, doing the thing as we always do. It's going to be a bigger year this year. There's a Scream reunion that's happening. There is there always is, but I think there is a Fright Night reunion that's happening. There is,
usually it's just a Fright Night. It's
Phantasm too.
Yeah, Phantasm is this year.
Well, and then there's that super special guest that they just released as well.
So, I don't know about y'all motherfuckers, but one of the reasons why I'm actually excited about Scarefest is that announcement that just got dropped. Mr. Clive Barker.
Yes.
Actually going to be on Stars Row this year at Scarefest. So he is one of the original masters of horror, along with like Wes Craven and George Romero, who literally pioneered some of the greatest horror movies we've ever seen. So if you're interested, come out, check Scarefest out. Tickets are currently on sale for day passes as well as weekend passes. I'm pretty sure all the VIPs are gone.
They are
at this point, and I think they sold out of them twice.
Yeah.
And
so
just to let y'all know,
if you're even down to like the general VIP is gone.
Yeah, it is. Actually, and I think Friday is sold out. It's either Friday or Saturday, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
I thought weekend passes were actually sold out, and the individual day passes were going.
Either way, y'all, it's going fast.
Something's happening.
So I'll tell y'all what you can do is you can go to scarefestweekends.com and check it out for yourself.
Yep.
I think scarefest.com, thescarefest.com, I think it'll still redirect you to the new site, but the event is now called Scarefest Weekends as opposed to the Scarefest.
I will drop the link in our comment section.
So you can go there, you can see who's going to be doing what. You can also get an idea of the events that they've got planned. There's obviously the film festival. There are Killers on the Rocks, which is where you can go and hang out in a VIP section and do bourbon tastings with like R.A. and Kane. I think they're bringing back Bowling with the Scream Queens. I'm not quite sure. I know that they're doing throwing axes. So I mean, there's a bunch of stuff going on, and that's just some of it. It's a huge event. It spans 3 whole days and nights, and we're looking forward to being a part of it, as we have been for almost a decade now. We're fast approaching 10 years of Scarefest, so we're pretty excited about that.
Matthew, I've got the link posted on YouTube for everybody as well. So once you have it on Facebook, we'll have it covered.
Yep, just put it on in the chat. So it does also look like right now Saturday is sold out.
Okay, so it is Saturday.
It is Saturday.
Okay. So the big thing with that is just because they're sold out as far as online, it doesn't mean that they're going to continue to be. Keep looking for opportunities to get your tickets. You can always show up. The big thing is the pre-order tickets, basically. So already having yours so you can bypass the line and go straight to the desk, get your ticket, roll in. Those sell pretty quick, but you can always come and wait and wait and wait. You can stand in line and do the thing. General admission tickets are on sale literally every day of the convention. So
Honestly, that line actually does move pretty quick
it does
on occasion.
when it does.
When it does.
But it's looking to be a good show. There's over 100 celebrities that are going to be there this go, from both paranormal and movies. There's going to be, of course, the suite of vendors. There's going to be active things going on the floor, like, who can scream the loudest, who has the best horror scream, horror trivia that they usually do during the convention, as well as a couple other things that they've got planned. I think Thursday night, either Thursday night or Friday night, they're doing the horror movie trivia, and I think it's at Lex Live, and I think they're also doing karaoke at some point. So karaoke with the fun name. So that'll be doing at some point. Also, the VIP, if you manage to get a ticket or if you manage to sneak your way in, the VIP party is now back at the Manchester Music Hall. So for any of us mechanics that have been around for it, we got our old school spot back. Yes. So we're pretty stoked for that. We're looking forward to things, hoping to see you guys there. Enough plugging that shit. Oh, well, aside from that. So tomorrow night, last plug, tomorrow night, you guys got to see last Thursday, Mr. Wes Forsyth, as well as earlier in the month with his lovely wife, Anita. I'm waiting on that headache.
You needed some Excedrin?
I need that Excedrin. I'll get it here in a little bit. But Anita and Wes were on earlier in the month. He was on doing Tarot Night Live with us last week.
Did a great job.
But as he promoted, so are we. Scarefest TV is going to be tomorrow night starting at 9 p.m. Eastern. And tuning into that's pretty cool. They do movie reviews. They do event planning. They also have interviews with people who are going to be at Scarefest, as well as announcing new celebrities or special guests, different booths. So if you want to know about Scarefest, that's a place to tune in. You can also catch it at scarefesttv.com. Fuck that up, scarefestradio.com, because Wes finds it funny that it's still radio, and it's a live stream now. So, but come check it out. There's also Scarefest Plus that he is doing, along with other podcasters, and currently you can catch the Three Appalachian Witches on that particular platform doing Gussied Up Magic. and they're doing their thing. So Misty, Pat, and Ashley are going to be doing the thing on Wes's platform. So tune in, check that shit out. All right, thank God. All right, someone else talk.
September
So tonight's topic.
September 14th and 21st here at the Missing Elements Shop.
What's the address?
And that is located at 1018 East New Circle Road, Suite 114, Lexington, Kentucky, 40505.
That's where we're at.
Yeah. But we will.
Fuck.
Look, I'm at 11 right now. I'm running off of willpower and energy drinks.
We are going to be welcoming Miss Joanna Dickey for a intro to shamanism and a shamanic journey.
Wait, fuck that up.
Joanna's stuff is fantastic, y'all. If you're thinking about it, definitely make the jump. It's a great experience. We love Joanna, and she always does a kick-ass journey every time she's here.
That she does, and that's going to be from 12:30 to 1:30.
Yeah.
And it is free. It's just donations only.
Yeah.
So what she does is after everything's done and over, she throws a blanket on the ground, leaves the room, and you put the money on the blanket.
It's awesome.
One last thing, and I'm sure a lot of you are excited, especially for those of you that are looking for specific classes. We are actually in talks as of a couple of days ago, actually, because it was brought up. We just haven't started yet, but we're going to be. We're going to have a 300 level class schedule coming out for you guys. So the first couple are actually going to be in September, and we're going to be running them through December.
Woo!
So we'll have special classes for you, probably 2 a month. So we're not oversaturating. We'll probably do 2 a month, so 2 special classes. And so 2 this month, October, November, and December. And usually we don't do December, so y'all better love us for that. So specialized classes by both mechanics and people that we vetted and trust, who have been doing what it is that they do for years and are, considered experts of their practice or their field. So be looking. We're doing. Fuck me, I'm sleepy. So we're gonna get there. We're going the distance.
We're going for speed.
Fuck, I wish. So that's coming up. And the last thing for me, again, thank you guys very much for being kind and patient with the fact that the forecast has been hit and miss, and my ability to be coherent during some of these lives has been kind of hit and miss. For those that don't know, Mom literally passed on the 21st, and I've, with the rest of the team and other friends, have been dealing with her affairs as well as starting my grieving process. So my ability to be here 100% of the time, 100% of the time, is currently lacking. So thank you very much for bearing with me. I promise every week I should be able to do this tomorrow, because to my knowledge, there's nothing else going on tomorrow. We'll see. But should have the forecast for you guys. If Raymond actually advertises as he's threatened to.
It's set to go out tomorrow. So,
well, that being the case, then you'll get it tomorrow, because I'll be held accountable. So you guys will get your forecast tomorrow. I don't know the exact time, but you all know how that is. It could be sometime in the morning or literally at 11:59 at night, but it is going to happen tomorrow sometime. But thank you again for the well wishes and the concern. That's very kind. On to the topic. Who wants to fucking talk?
Hey, Raymond, talk, please.
so tonight's topic is Ghost Stories, Hollywood versus reality. So we're going to look at some of our favorite ghost movies and, discuss, how this would actually play out in reality compared to how cinema makes it look.
Just a reminder, this is an 18 plus show.
It is. That's why we had the little ticker at the bottom there. This is 18 plus. And hello to everybody in the comments. Thank you all for stopping in, commenting, sharing
Hey,
out.
I will,
Appreciate you.
and he will absolutely make fun of your bag.
You know,
Clarification, Jenny put in the comments, don't you dare make fun of Bay Zach Baggins, my boyfriend. But purposely spelled.
Listen, we will make fun of the Hobbit if we so choose.
he is the loneliest of all the hobbits.
Oh my god.
Uh,
But hi everybody, thanks for tuning in tonight.
I wanted to say that since I saw it.
but yeah, so we're actually going to start with Ethan because Ethan's pick actually got me fucking laughing. So, since we're talking about Hollywood movies and how it would actually play out, or the differences between actual exorcism movies or witchcraft movies, things like that, paranormal movies, and what is actually real. Ethan, why don't you start with your movie pick?
My favorite of the cheesy Hollywood movies that are in no way, shape, or form a representation of the actual paranormal is Drag Me to Hell. Specifically, the nosebleed scene where it looks like they're just dumping paint out of her nose. Like gallons
Have you seen
upon
that movie?
gallons.
No, I have not seen that movie.
Oh my gosh.
It's a treat.
So it's called Drag Me to Hell.
It's called
Yep.
Drag Me to Hell. If they had marketed it as a movie in the vein of like scary movie, it would have been fantastic. They marketed it as a horror movie.
Yeah, like an actual scary movie as opposed to a comedy scary movie.
Okay.
Because
It's so fucking funny.
oh, it's the nosebleed scene. It's the only one that I Oh.
Well, that one, but you brought it up too. The
Yeah.
claymation hands.
where they crack open the floor and it's drag me to hell. So they're
Right.
being dragged into hell, and the hands that come out kind of look like they're clay that's been stuck on mannequin hands.
It's great. By the way, spoiler alert for the entire night, just about.
Yeah, 100%. But
Anybody that hasn't seen Drag Me to Hell, you're not missing much by us talking about it this
you're
way.
not.
It's still worth a watch if you want to giggle. But a lot of the movies and things we're going to cover tonight, spoiler alert. So if we do start talking about a movie that you're interested in, put us on mute.
We will spoil it.
We 100% will.
Yeah.
And Renee, it is a wild Ethan.
Who's that Pokemon? So,
Well, Ethan.
So, since you brought it up, Ethan, how would that play out in reality?
Not with like 50 gallons of paint being dumped down your nose,
now,
You mean claymation hands don't just bust it out?
Claymation hands aren't going to bust out of your tile floors.
God,
Why not?
it's like this is not a Tool video, it's just.
This is not a Tim Burton movie.
No.
Like, I've seen people that have legitimately activated curses, and notice how I'll put that. They have activated curses, so they, hit the trap card, trip the wire, whatever. They've actually wound up with nosebleeds that were fairly severe, but nothing like
that, like shoving toilet paper up your nose won't fix.
right. It doesn't look like fucking Jackson Pollock is just slinging red paint all over you. It's not a snuff film. It's literally, okay, You got a nosebleed. Let's stop it. And as far as motherfuckers getting drug into hell by claymation hands, like that's fuck.
We're just talking.
So that's
We're just talking about the special effects. We're not even getting into the acting yet.
oh, the acting's horrible. But yeah, so that's not how that works either.
No.
Like the ground does not physically open up and swallow you whole like that, not unless you're standing on a fault line and you make the decision to jump in during an earthquake. It just doesn't happen. So, now can someone's soul be drugged to hell? Yes. If that particular person signs on the dotted line and that comes due, yes, 100%. Soul gets taken. Person's a husk. They sort of live, sort of. They're not here anymore. So it's kind of like the body going on autopilot. That's kind of fucked up to watch, but does that happen? Yes. But, you
Don't
know,
sign on the dotted line.
don't sign on the fucking dotted line. Claymation hands don't come up and go, you know what? I'm going to awkwardly stop motion you into the ground. It's just not how that happens. You know?
I'm pretty sure at one point in time you can see like one of the sticks that the arm is connected to
It's,
in the middle of the shot.
Ethan, it's not a stick. It's supposed to be a wrist bone.
It's a boy now, I'm pretty sure this is the same movie where like they lose control of the boom mic and it comes down
And
into
you
the top
actually
of the
see
screen.
it. Yeah, you actually see it fall.
So what is Drag Me to Hell? It's just really, really.
It's an awful movie,
It was a
but
good concept.
the good.
It was just portrayed really.
So
Really
essentially,
terribly.
without spoiling the premise, you know, essentially there was a old gypsy woman that comes in and needs help. She's looking for a loan at the bank. Bank officer goes, "Fuck you," and gypsy woman curses her. That's the whole movie.
Yeah. The whole movie is the progression of this curse to eventually take her to hell.
Yep. Without actually spoiling the rest of the movie. That is the full synopsis. That's what you got. You can literally find Drag Me to Hell literally every fucking where.
Pretty
It's
sure it's on Peacock primarily right now.
yeah, Peacock.
I don't think it's in Netflix.
Let's
they rotated
see.
it off.
Available on Sling and Amazon is what
Oh,
online
okay.
says.
all right. Well,
Oh, well, Sling it is. Sling and Amazon. So you can find it on Prime and Sling, which means you probably could find it on Peacock
probably.
or Tubi. You can probably find it on Tubi too,
Shudder.
or yeah, definitely on Shudder.
Hello, Shudder.
Well, now if you're scrolling down, it says it's on Netflix and Hulu.
Oh, okay.
there we
Well,
go.
fuck, it's
So-
everywhere. So
Yeah, just look it up.
watch it wherever you watch your interestingly crafted movies.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
What?
You need to watch it.
It is a chef's kiss of a turd. You know, it's kind of a circle the drain kind of movie, but you can't unwatch it once you started, and you can't turn it off once you started because you can watch.
But a lot of mine and his puns that we throw back and forth between each other come from that movie.
It's true. It's very true.
So
Drag Me to Hell it is.
Drag Me to Hell. Yep. It's a Justin Long movie. That should tell you a lot.
That does tell me a lot.
It should tell you a lot. All right. Next, who else has a movie they would like to roast? Because that looks like to be the goal of the night.
oh, we are actually comparing. It's just
I
we're
mean,
stuck with the really bad comparisons.
Fuck it. This is actually kind of a guilty pleasure of mine, Insidious.
Okay. All right.
It's actually pretty solid. The premise is actually not too far off from things that could potentially happen if that's one of your gifts.
Which is true.
It's why tethering is important, motherfuckers.
So give them the synopsis. That way they know. I'm sure a lot of you, if not all of you, have either seen one of or most of the Insidious movies, but just in case there's someone watching that doesn't know.
So I'll start with the first one because the second one goes into more in depth on a couple of other specific things. But the premise of the movie is a kid essentially astral travels in his sleep and doesn't know that he can do that. He thinks that he's dreaming and gets stuck somewhere. His body still stays working because he's technically still alive, but he's essentially being held captive by an entity that looks like a corrupted font. That's okay. Anyway, he's got this super red face and it's like super fucking creepy. Really, the issue with the fucking movie is the music. That's really my bit.
That's your
Yes,
gripe about it?
yes.
Is the music?
Badly timed musical sync or something.
How does that compare to real life?
There's no music in real life, Pat.
There's music everywhere in real life, Ethan.
Not while we're in the middle of an exorcism, Pat.
Music is the gift I give to you.
Do we need to start playing, suspenseful music during an exorcism every time we do it?
I'll laugh and then I'll lose grip on something.
Creepy organ music playing in the background.
But he goes
Dun.
like that. Like,
That's the point, though. It's a fucking suspenseful movie, Pat.
so anyway, so this movie, they call it a psychic who can see things, and she. And they do a bunch of investigating to see what's going on, and that's pretty.
We'll get through this eventually.
But yeah, I find it interesting because it's possible to have some of that type of thing happen, especially if astral travel is one of your gifts and you do it in your sleep. If you don't tether safely, I'm not saying that could exactly happen because no, but
You can get lost.
Oh,
You can get lost.
Yeah.
So you may not be, able to be trapped by something because astral travel is based on thought. When you think something, you go there.
True.
But you can go far enough to where you get lost and can't really remember where you were to start with to get back.
Right.
one of the cool things that they do talk about. So first of all, not all ghosts look that creepy in that fucking movie, just for the
No.
record. Not all of them are like super 50s housewife and makeup dolled up all the time. Not. But one of the things that I do find interesting is in later movies where they utilize time,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
because time overlaps in the movies and you start to notice things that happen because of that. It's kind of like a butterfly effect type of thing, but all of the movies start to link together because you see one thing that happens in one movie, and even though it's not explained in that movie, it's explained in the next movie, which I think is pretty cool.
Actually, yeah. And the whole thing, they did a really good job as far as depicting the astral travel. They actually did a really good job. If you are doing the astral travel thing correctly and you're roaming, everything is fucking dark on the other side of the veil. Everything. Unless you're going to specific areas or realms or spaces, everything is fucking dark except for where you are. So you've heard a lot about how mediums will say that other people are beacons, they're bright lights, and they beckon entities to them because of that. That's the reason.
It's a candle in the dark.
So just like the Insidious
Lighthouse in the fog.
Yeah. Just like the Insidious premise, you can draw things to you when you astral project. Whether those are human spirits, elementals, entities that live on the other side of the veil, even upward to demons or angels, or at least what a lot of people view them to be. You can draw those things to you because you are a beacon in the night. But everything does. It has that weird sickly blue color when you are close to it as you illuminate it, and the rest of the world is pitch black until you're where you need to be. A lot of people ask how it is that a lot of us, I'm not going to speak for everybody, but a lot of us see their homes and their spaces when we astral project in to see what's going on in their house. And that's usually how it is. So everybody's like, well, I haven't cleaned up and I'm sitting around in my pajamas and whatever. And we're like, hey, we don't see any of that. That's not what we're viewing. So
We're looking for other lights.
Actually, very much so. We're looking for what else blinks in the dark. So it's that's actually a good one to bring up. It is honestly a really accurate depiction.
Well, and kind of continuing on that movie train, they get that, not spoil it, but the dad gets body killed.
Spoilers.
Yeah. And I think it's really interesting the way that they depicted that too.
Oh yeah, because they were fairly accurate about that one too. I mean, of course it was, and we're not going to spoil all that happens, but there's a lot of Hollywood that was involved, but the progression was almost spot on accurate, in a very creepy way. So yeah, that was actually really nice.
I always like the way the
What?
never mind. Finish up with this movie first. I was
Oh,
tangent.
Okay.
I will spoil one thing because I know where you're at, but there was one spot where I was like, I know what that is, and that was so there. And I'm not going to tell about how it gets there, but there's a painting that is hanging up on a wall, and it shows one of the characters, the dad that gets taken, and it shows him in front of it. And, there's nothing going on. There's nothing going on. And they're talking about the possibility of some dangerous things going down, and look over at him, and the thing that was in the painting has shifted and is looking over his shoulder. And it's just the painting. And I'm like, that shit happens in real life. Fuck me, that's kind of real. They did an actual good job with a lot of that movie, almost to the point to where I think they kind of,
someone who produced it more than likely experienced it,
I would say, I mean,
or at least to a degree. Obviously, Hollywood dramatizes everything to make it seem more than it was, but the core experience of it was probably felt to some degree by someone that either wrote it or produced it.
probably, or at least did major research on it.
Yeah.
Had a consultant that had experienced it.
Yeah.
Right. Because they did a very good job with it. Now, like we're saying, it's Hollywood, it's a movie. So there's a lot that's way over exaggerated and things like that. But some of the key points were scarily accurate. Next.
I was about to tangent with Sinister
Oh,
being a good show of progression of a possession,
Actually,
yeah.
especially one in kids.
Same thing with, what was it? Mama.
Yeah.
Same
Yeah,
thing.
Mama.
Until the end.
And yeah, I mean, the end was a little CGI, but even then, that call, that beckoning. But yeah, Sinister is another one. Sinister, it gets a bad rap.
Does it?
It does.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like one of my favorites.
Same.
It gets a bad rap because there are specific scenes that are, gut busting. But
Well,
Oh,
yeah.
well, I mean,
It is gory.
It is.
It's gory.
It's gory.
Just that's not spoiling anything. That's just being honest. It is a gore fest. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie. You know, there were several scenes, especially the home movies,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
that fucked me up. It got me pretty good, and it is actually it walks you through. For those who were a part of the discussion, who were on here for the discussion that Davis was on for about the varying degrees of possession, it shows literally
Every single degree up until the end of it. And it also shows the degree that you get to whenever technically most exorcisms happen.
yep. Which
And the actual like recoil of that being snapped out of.
I mean, it's
It's a gore fest, but it's a
That's a good
it's
movie.
it is a good movie.
it's actually one of the few series where I say the sequel was as good as the first one.
I haven't seen Sinister 2.
It's pretty solid.
It's
I
actually really solid.
own the first one on. This will date me. I own the first one on DVD, but
At least you just didn't say VHS.
It was,
I know.
I don't think it was
Betamax, old school Betamax. Yeah,
No, it's
no.
2010 or something.
Yeah, it was. I was with my first mistake when that one came out. But yeah, no. And that kind of brings me into talking about exorcisms. This is one of the big things that we get asked a lot, which is why we always do the comparison of these movies and stuff. Is talking about exorcism movies. You have the Exorcism of Emily Rose, which was actually okay. That one was okay. It was a little fanciful, but it was okay. But you also have movies like one of my favorite horror movies, which was The Rite, and where Anthony Hopkins plays the primary exorcist. Now, they did an excellent job on that movie.
That one was pretty solid.
It is a true depiction of actual old school. Now, notice how I put that, old school exorcisms, because he in and of himself plays an old school exorcist that actually gets the job done, as opposed to those who are brought in that are fresh off the street. And they get the process down. I mean, and everybody has heard about how this works. And if you haven't, it's not spoiling the movie, but actually going in, taking the new student, the new green exorcist takes him in and goes, okay. And he, the kid is walking in, brand new priest, but she looks fine. Why are we doing this? She looks okay. She, there's nothing happening. Oh no. Don't look her in the eye. Don't engage. I'm the only one that needs to talk. And he walks in and sets his accoutrements down and holds a bag in front of her that is completely blacked out. What's in this bag? And she tells him without even looking at it. And it slowly evolves from there into what you would expect that situation to evolve into. And it progresses from there into other turns of events. And it's actually based off of, legitimately based off of an exorcism case from the Vatican themselves. So, I do like that. Now, there were a couple things that were way fucking Hollywood about it, but you can't have a movie that's that realistic without a little bit of the over the top, because one of two things is going to happen. Either it's going to freak people out too much,
Mass hysteria.
or it's, not going to be engaging enough. It's going to be boring. So, but that's one that kind of like Insidious, that wound up being a very accurate movie in some parts, in some cases.
You can tell the movies that actually did either did the research or have somebody on the team or that was consulted that knows what they're talking about, versus the ones that were just, fuck it, this is sort of what it's supposed to be like, right?
Well, I mean, it's kind of like, and I'm going to get a lot of hate for this. I'm going to get a whole lot of hate for this. It's kind of like the Conjuring series.
Which parts?
Yes.
Yes.
So certain parts of the Conjuring series, including the titular doll Annabelle, are completely false. They're completely Hollywood, and even to the records of the Warrens, some of, if not a lot of that, did not happen. Now, that's not to say that they didn't go through some heinous shit, because they did. And it's not to say that these cases didn't exist, because a couple of them did. Notice how I put that. But one of the movies, the most recent one, The Devil Made Me Do It. That particular one in the Conjuring series is actually based off a legitimate trial that the person did commit the acts that were in the movie. And it was one of the first trials that was actually opened. Now, it wasn't the first and it wasn't the only, but it was one of the first ones that made mass media, where possession was actually a reason for this person's actions. And it is a spectacular look into that and how that could have happened. But as far as, things like Annabelle, that's not even the doll. It was always said that Annabelle was on stage and that they used the real doll and all these other fucking bullshit things.
Annabelle's a Raggedy Ann doll.
Yep.
It's not an old porcelain doll. It's a Raggedy Ann doll.
We had all this stuff happen on stage and all these lights and stuff fell and the doll wasn't even there. It's things like that you have to be careful about. It's based off of real events. Well, that's true, but which events is it based off of? And, the Annabelle series is kind of, it's just a step aside from the Child's Play series. She's a Chucky doll. When the reality of the doll itself is actually far more fucking dangerous. And a lot more down to earth. And that's what makes it a lot more dangerous. Because everybody expects the smoke, the mirrors, the Hollywood to come out in exorcism cases or cursed object cases, things like that. But what makes those situations so horrible is that they are right in your face, in your personal space. There's nothing you can do about it. And they hit a lot closer to home. It's not the big blowout on my gird, 2-hour fucking action fest that a lot of these movies turn into. It's debilitating and it's horrifying. And it can destroy you and your family very quickly. And it's one of those things of, I think one of the big things, and we'll get back into making fun of movies after I throw this out there, but it's one of the big things that I really don't like about a lot of mass media, social media anymore, at least in the circles that we particularly travel, is they make light of these situations. And they make an expectation that can never be fulfilled. And they also make things seem lighter than they should be, or easier than they should be. Sorry, Jenny, throwing you Bay under the bus. But it's that kind of situation. So that's one of the reasons why we're kind of making fun of these movies and trying to show you guys both sides of it. All right, well, here's the movie. Here's what could actually happen. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, like, for instance, utilizing the Conjuring series, The Nun 2, you're not gonna have a fucking goat jumping around the damn church. That's just not gonna no. But the progression of
Or the Blood River.
oh my god, I forgot about the Blood River.
Yeah, the Blood
But
River.
I will say it was pretty pimping when she killed it.
True.
That was pretty fucking badass. I'm not gonna lie. Because what are you gonna do? You're probably gonna spit blood and like you're gonna have to get creative.
I literally called that shit and hadn't seen the movie. I'm like, you know what? I'd spit in that bitch's face.
And then 30 seconds later, and Steve goes, "Holy shit!"
One last bit about the social, like the stigma beyond it. It also makes it seem like if it's not the glow up Hollywood possession, that it's not real.
Yeah, it has to be so fucking raw and unrealistically crazy to be an actual possession case. And no, that's one of the other things in the movie The Rite, going back into movies, that I really appreciated. The case that I was talking about earlier, where Anthony Hopkins was taking the new guy in and showing him how it actually went down. That is a legitimate case that at the time had been going on for 30 some years. This girl went about her day, went about her business, had, full dealings, went to her job, took care of her family, the whole bit. And once a month,
They came in and attempted an exorcism.
Yep.
They do not always take the first time.
Nope. That's why we always tell you guys it's treatment. It's not a magic bullet. It's treatment. And, this thing had affected her for so long that it had become ingrained. And, even though she was fighting tooth and nail from the inside and the priest was fighting tooth and nail on the outside, they still came to an impasse. Now, I don't know the details 100%. I think that since a few years past that, because that was another older movie. Nowadays it was an older movie. But I think since then, she has found some comfort and has been saved.
I believe it was successful.
Yeah. So.
No, that's not to say there aren't scars from it.
Fuck no.
I mean, you can't.
But you can't have that kind of a situation and not be completely fucking wrecked from it.
Shout out PTSD.
Or in this case, 30 years of an attempted exorcism and every month, that's hard as fuck on your body.
Yep. At least one Sunday a month. They would go in and try to expel it. So there's a lot that goes on, that, like Ethan said, like Pat said, Raymond mentioned, it's difficult to not watch a lot of these movies. That's the reason why I was like, a lot of people see this, as gut busting, because knowing what it's actually like and then watching these movies is hilarious. It's absolutely fucking gut bustingly hilarious, because for a fact that half of this shit is impossible. It would never fucking happen. Which brings us back into, you got a movie?
I got two movies.
All right, what you got?
Well, the first one is The House on Haunted Hill.
Okay, yeah. Which one?
Yeah.
The
The
original or the
1959 one.
Oh fuck, he's going the original.
Oh,
That fucked me up. But it wasn't the movie. It was the music that actually fucked me up.
Tyree gets it.
It was the music that actually fucked me up. But like with the newer version in 1999, what ghost is going to go and pick off one person at a time like Jason and kill them?
I mean,
1990s was
you catch them when they're alone.
1990s was like the pinnacle of every horror movie is a slasher.
oh well, yeah.
But I mean, that's like in the 1999 version of this movie, they're in the living room and like this big beam comes swinging down and knocks somebody into the fireplace.
That's some Final Destination shit. You want to talk about a movie that'll fuck
Who-
you up?
Who else doesn't drive very close to a log truck anymore? Especially since you learned that the logs aren't actually held down by the chain; they're held down by gravity.
That yo,
That. Yep.
But actually, the best part about
Yes.
the original movie was that it starred Vincent Price.
I keep getting fucked up because of the old dude with the fuzzed out hair that was like this,
Uh-huh.
and they rolled him around on fucking roller skates to make him look like he was floating, and it was hilarious because he
He was office chair Dracula.
was office chair.
Oh my god.
Count Chocula.
Oh man! So what's your other movie?
Blair Witch Project.
Oh.
Gives me a migraine thinking about the fucking.
But
logos.
y'all, it was based off of real events.
I laughed all the way through it.
Same.
I couldn't watch it.
Why?
But because my bitch ass gets motion sick. What the fuck do you mean?
Same reason why you couldn't watch the Mist.
Oh no, I was able to watch the
Oh
Mist.
yeah, Cloverfield.
Yeah,
Cloverfield was rough.
Cloverfield's pretty
I couldn't do
goddamn rough.
Cloverfield either.
But yeah, I laughed all the way through Blair Witch.
I turned both of them off.
I forgot there was a second one. It was the second one was supposed to go closer to the original story, and it kind of
Didn't.
fucked over into a ditch somewhere, like halfway through it. But yeah, it. You know what, guys? You know what? What we need to do is go out in the middle of the woods and run around with shitty GoPros and flashlights and call it a scary movie.
Can we at least play Quidditch or something?
Actually, put in the comments if you would like the Spirit Mechanics team to recreate the Blair Witch Project.
Jesus.
We have the
Fucking
perfect
Christ.
woods for it.
We do actually have the perfect woods for it. So we know exactly where to go. So you guys comment as to the scary movie. Actually, we'll do that as to the scary movie that you guys would like to see us reenact.
If it's anything to do with out in the middle of nowhere, we have a place for that.
We Jesus, do we?
It's
Now-
even got an abandoned barn, Steve.
It fucking does. That's partially fine.
Well, we've already got it. Oh my god, that would be hilarious.
So
Fucking hell.
y'all need to give your suggestions. We'll actually put it to a vote. We'll put it to a poll if we get enough suggestions.
Renee says shit. I would come react to Blair Witch.
If we're gonna reenact one, we should do something like Cabin in the Woods.
Hold the fuck on. Let them decide.
Yeah, let them decide.
Let them decide. That's none of your business, Patthew. So
Can you use my real name, guys?
I
Shit.
did. I used her full first name. But
He used the full government name.
the government name. But yeah, in the comments, since we're having fun, what would you like the Spirit Mechanics crew to actually reenact? If we have enough of a following for it, I may make that happen. It may just be like 2 or 3 of us doing it, which will make it even worse. But we can make it a YouTube special.
No. How about we enter it
Are we
into
bringing emergency whiskey?
next year?
Got it. Would probably win.
No.
Oh no.
It would probably win.
Oh no.
But yeah, seriously, let us know, and we'll do that as a
Hilarious.
I'm not doing it by
as a
myself.
fun-
You're getting roped in.
God, we're all getting roped in.
I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, let us know. It is the big thing here is see if you guys and ladies can push us to 3,500 likes. If you can get us to 3.5K, we'll be those idiots for you.
Let me look and see how many we currently have, so it's an easy number to compare to. Hold on, technology. Anyway, nexties.
I'm gonna cry. If
I
you
mean,
say
I
that.
have some original scripts too.
Oh fuck! Wait, likes or follows?
Follows.
So we have 3.1K. So we need 400 other motherfuckers to follow us.
Yep.
Oh god, that's
Let's call
really
it-
feasible.
It is actually feasible.
Yeah.
Looking at you, community. So 400 people.
Oh.
It is an actual challenge.
We're
Um,
gonna end up having to fucking do the Blair Witch Project in the middle of the woods.
hey,
Hey, if it makes you
I'm
feel
down.
better, all the barbed wire.
I
got
would be
cleaned up.
down. Let's do
it
it.
does actually make me feel better.
That's
Yeah.
I'm down.
Yeah, all the barbed wire and the fences and stuff, except for like right along the drive, got cleaned up and taken down.
Oh, okay. So, as far as the Blair Witch, now that we're back on that, as far as the Blair Witch Project, other than the interesting camera work and
Raging Pareidolia.
that, what?
You can see the thing there.
No,
No. Looks a lot like you flashed the flashlight and got stuck in a fucking fireplace, but what the fuck ever.
God. So, what about that movie throws you off? As far as real versus Hollywood.
The bullshit. I mean, by the end of the movie, I'm like, okay, kill the bitch. I want this thing in.
I want this to end.
Jesus. But yeah.
Because I actually went to watch it in the theater.
Oh, God, you paid to watch
buddy.
that?
No,
Oh,
that's not what
You
you
paid
do.
to see it.
almost as bad as paying to see the village.
No.
Oh, that one was pretty awful too.
Or
The
the
Village.
The village.
Oh, I did see that one, but I waited till it came out on DVD.
Same, so did I. I wasn't about to pay for that.
See,
I wasn't.
but I'm an M Night fan, so
So Raymond, movie.
yo. 13 Ghosts, the remake.
Oh, the remake.
When was the remake?
Yeah.
Yes. Late 90s, early 2000s.
That was an actual.
That was the one with Tony Shalhoub
Okay.
and
Yeah.
Matthew Lillard.
Yeah. Okay. I actually really like that movie. That was
Matthew.
that's the first time I saw Matthew.
Actually, yeah, it's one of my favorites.
It's a good one.
Is it realistic? No,
No.
not in the slightest. You're
No,
not going to have a ghost that's going to chuck a car on somebody.
Boo.
Or,
but
you know,
or sealing them the way they did and stuff, that is feasible.
the what? The way they trapped them?
The
and
way they
things?
sealed them, yeah,
Yeah.
the way they trapped them and sealed them, that is feasible.
It is.
It is.
The particular viciousness of the ghosts was not feasible. I don't think I've ever heard of somebody being, dragged up the side of a bunch of cars and then pulled into it by the waist.
No, but I'd like to see it.
Both those are from not the Jackal. I don't remember which one they were from. I know the Jackal was the one with the cage around its head.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it
Okay.
was the Juggernaut.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, that's one of my favorite horror films.
I mean, it's a fun one. I mean, if I wind up in a situation like that, I want Tony Shalhoub to come and save me too.
Yeah. If I wind up in a situation like that, I'll be honest with you. No, I'm not going to let them get me.
That Ethan would wind up being one of the 13.
Probably. Probably.
Just
Which one, Steve?
Dennis. Dennis.
Dennis.
Dennis. Good old Matthew Lillard himself. Hey, so don't die. That's what they want. And then just fade off into the distance.
That fucking would be you.
It would be.
Where did Ethan go?
He died. Want you to die, don't do it.
And then just fade into a wall. It would be fucking Ethan.
I still think we should make a podcast for the adventures of the meth demon.
And we should. I mean, we have a platform now.
We do, and we still have the mask.
Oh God, we do. We should do.
You have another
We
movie,
can
right?
do this. What is it? Another movie? The Frighteners,
Oh yeah, okay.
which was actually a solid movie.
I agree. Frighteners was pretty good. Now, one of the things you said Frighteners, and it got me thinking of Flatliners. So, Flatliners, it's an older movie.
They remade it recently.
They did, and
That probably
Yeah.
sucks. That's the original rock.
yup, the original was actually pretty cool. Now, as far as premise, it was pretty cool, but it was a fucking 80s, early 90s movie, so it was kind of when it came to certain things. But the whole idea was literally flatlining, coding yourself so that you could see the other side, and then bringing yourself back.
That's cool.
And it becoming harder and harder for them to separate the two. It's actually a really awesome movie, and it delves into near-death experiences and crossing the veil, as well as entities that you can basically cross paths with while doing that. It's actually a really interesting movie. It's of course Hollywood as fuck, but the premise of it is pretty awesome, and the way that they did it was pretty fun. It's a fun movie. I don't really care for the remake, but the original is actually pretty awesome. I have to agree with Tyree on that. Movies?
I mean, Cabin in the Woods is one of my fucking favorites.
Was Cabin in the Woods paranormal or was it slasher?
Technically, it was both. It's
It's the comedy movie. It's
Yeah.
basically Evil Dead on steroids.
yeah,
Okay.
where they were doing bingo for how the 5 people that were offered up were fucking gonna die.
Yeah, they were doing the death pool.
Yeah, very unrealistic, very Hollywood, very fucking funny.
It is actually a really hilarious fucking movie. My favorite is the unicorn. My favorite is the unicorn.
The mermaid for me.
The mermaid was pretty fucking funny too.
Which series? I don't think I've ever seen it.
Which boy?
Because that was his one fear, and here that fucker comes crawling across the fucking floor at him.
It's so fucking funny.
I love that movie so much because it is just so awful.
Um,
Beyond cheese, but it's phenomenal for it.
I mean, and it's supposed to be. That's the fun part about that one is it's supposed to be pure comedy movie. It's meant to make fun of all the other slasher flicks and horror flicks, and there's nods to all of them, and it's actually really awesome in that. So you get no horror movie or franchise is safe. They literally make fun of all of them.
Yeah.
Literally.
Another movie that was pretty popular is The Ring.
Okay, yeah.
Very. Oh, what?
I hated that movie.
Same.
Same, but it's extremely unrealistic.
Hey,
It's,
hey, oh, bitch, I'm crawling out your TV.
literally, no. You have 7.
The reverse poltergeist.
Right?
Like, no.
We're not pulling you into the TV. We're going to drag climb out.
You
of that
gotta do some shit
So fucking
before
funny.
someone's just like, hey, yo, I'm gonna snatch your shit. Like, no.
One of my favorites that portrayed actual binding was Malevolent.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
The way that, let's see, I'm pretty sure Malevolent was the one where the sisters were psychics back in the 50s, right?
Yeah. It
And
was.
one sister got overloaded from voices from the other side, and the other one went insane from talking to that sister. And I believe their mother was the one that killed the sister that was overloaded, right?
I think
And-
so.
And bound the spirits that were possessing her to the body by sewing her mouth shut.
It's a fucked
It's
up
a
movie.
fucked up movie.
It's a
but
fucked up movie.
But it shows binding.
It does in a very harsh way, and yeah, you can actually do that shit.
I wouldn't recommend it.
I wouldn't
That's
either.
a one-way ticket to an insane asylum.
That
and jail.
Spirit Mechanics does not condone
No.
the use of that particular shit.
No.
Are we going to tell you that it is impossible? No, it is actually possible to do that. One of my favorite movies, and it's also not a great movie, but it is an awesome movie. And by what I'm saying is that, you know, it's another one. I'm a 90s kid. So it's another one that was late 90s, early 2000s, but Fallen. Fallen is
Yeah.
probably one of my favorite fucking movies. And it is one of the best representations that I've seen of a body jumper. Denzel Washington plays a detective that goes in to understand how a string of different crimes are connected. And because of that, certain things ensue. But it's very awesome. The whole thing is that the entity itself sings a particular song every time it is taking control of someone's body. And it's creepy as fuck when that comes about. And it's actually a really awesome movie for what it is. But Fallen was really great. It makes you freak the fuck out for a little bit about the people around you and them acting weird. Especially when one of them accidentally brings that song up or has it on the radio or whatever else. And you're like, oh my God, well, okay.
So what's the song, Robert?
Time is on my side. Yes, it is.
Okay, which board was like precursor to all of the
Ouija.
Ouija board series
Okay.
Okay.
from 1986? I have not actually watched any of them. I want to.
Oh yeah.
Right?
I'm making it over here making a list of stuff to watch.
Hey, do it. I mean,
That's an excellent movie night.
right? Just because we're fucking around and poking fun at these movies, it doesn't mean that they're terrible movies, except for the Blair Witch movies. you know, we're not saying that they're terrible movies, except for the Blair Witch movies.
One more time.
Except for the Blair Witch.
What he said. We are trying to get you guys to understand that some of it is most definitely fucking fantasy and the work of Hollywood and is not realistic at all.
And some of it could.
Yeah, some of it is very true to reality.
That being said, does anybody in the comment section have any questions on
You know, let's roll and see if we got.
specific movies?
Yeah, let's roll through these comments because I can't see them. Someone else can have to read them.
Well, y'all look at comments. I'm looking at
So here,
like the top 10.
Aquarius. Renee suggested The Pope's Exorcist.
I've heard good things about it, but
I haven't seen it.
yeah, me either. I've heard good things.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
Poltergeist.
Clowns after Poltergeist with the doll. Poltergeist is probably not going to take over a doll and drag you under a bed into a different dimension.
Probably not. No.
Probably not. No.
And
Depends on the
your
doll.
and your closet is not going to be a gateway to the back of your TV where you can speak to your family through white noise.
yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
Poltergeist, moving shit around in your house, like the table chairs and shit.
That's true.
Yeah,
That is true.
100%.
There's been a couple cases that Ethan and I have worked that has actually actively happened. Shit is moved.
You come back into the kitchen, and it's not as like dramatic as all the kitchen chairs being stacked on top of the table. But I mean, there was one where the microwave was pointed a different direction.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's
I've
a
seen shit
microwave.
move.
So it's not like you're not going to hear it being moved.
Renee said on the way to Scarefest last year, we were behind a log truck at times. A hell to the no.
Yeah.
No.
No. And Final Destination shit. Speaking of which, we were coming down Nicholsville Road or whatever.
Oh fuck yeah! Yesterday, somebody had plywood in the back of an open top trailer that they didn't fucking tie down.
Did one fly out?
Yup.
Yes.
We were far enough back to where it hit the pavement before we got close, but
You almost got Final Destination.
almost.
Literally, Steve.
Um,
I was cussing.
Motherfucker.
Lisa said one of the movies that I watched years ago, and I can't remember the name of it. Satan was using miners as portals.
Mirrors.
Oh,
Yo,
my
Like
bad.
using miners as portal.
Oh, that's why it was made years ago.
The arse.
Little Timmy and the Night Priest. Like, what the fuck?
Thank you all. This is our last show.
Wow. You okay, Tyree?
No.
There is actually a movie called Mirrors that does a similar thing. It uses miners as portals. Jesus. Spirit Mechanics does not condone the use of miners as fucking portals. But
How's that dyslexia going, Pat?
It's rough today.
I guess so. I mean,
Oh,
damn. But there is a movie series called Mirrors. It's also not spectacular, but it's also not terrible. But yeah, one of the best, and I hate to take it to this point, but one of the best gore scenes I think I've ever actually seen in a horror film is in the movie Mirrors, and it is the bathroom scene. And it is just amazing. For those that haven't seen Mirrors, I don't want to spoil that. But it's so good. They did it so well. But let's see, and that is possible.
Mirrors.
Yeah, not minors
Mirrors.
staring right at you, not minors. But yeah, mirrors can actually be used as portals for a number of different things, whether that is another entity or spell work or scrying, so actually viewing other objects or entities through a mirror. You can do a lot of things with a mirror, and movies like that, of course, take it to dramatics, but
We have gone on cases where we've walked past a mirror and it ripples like water.
yeah. Or
One of the old Mercury back mirrors, specifically.
yep, it's still fucking liquid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there was that. There's been a couple of times where we have had clients look at mirrors and it be a different face than theirs. There's been a couple of times where we have walked past a mirror and reflections stopped and didn't walk with us. We've seen a lot
A
of.
time where I tried to walk into a mirror.
I'll kill you if you do that again. Ethan, stop. And like literally like pushing me aside. I'm like, motherfucker. But there were a lot of things going on in that
I've gotten
particular
a lot
hour.
of images of things in mirrors.
Yeah. I mean, mirrors are liquid because they're glass. And it's actually scientifically proven glass is not a solid. Any form of glass is not a solid. It's actually technically still a liquid. And because of that, it is a conduit. And any reflective surface, especially one that is stationary like a mirror, can be used as a portal. So a lot of times you'll have people come in and do house blessings, and they will actually go to the mirrors and smudge or seal or whatever the mirrors as well. And it's because they are actual portals. They can be. It doesn't mean that every mirror you come across is going to be a problem. But, they actually can do those things.
Okay, I think the movie, at least it was the movie Prince of Darkness.
Oh my God, Prince of Darkness. Wow. That one was.
Because that's the only one that I found that says that Satan uses a mirror to try to bring the anti-God through a dimensional portal.
Dude, used an R instead of an N. Keep the search going. Satan's supposed to use minors as a fucking portal.
It would be a portal.
If it was, well, under certain circumstances,
I mean, that's what a Ouija board is.
yeah.
Yep.
Or a spirit board. That's technically what it is.
If, a harsh enough traumatic event happened with the wood as like part of a door frame or part of a
Or a casket.
or a casket or say something heinous happened and they recycled the floorboards into
Yeah.
walling, because I know that was a real big thing there for a while. They tore down old houses and
Use the wood for
used
panels.
the wood from the floorboards as wall panels.
Yep. Or fence panels or
Yeah,
wood for other places like steps or whatever.
Wood is a very spongy as far as energy goes.
Yeah.
It can be.
We're using wood from an old fort to take and build a church.
St. Luke's cough.
Lisa said she thinks that is the movie. Yes.
Okay, Prince of Darkness.
Yeah. Sixth Sense.
Russell said Sixth Sense. Yeah.
Yep, Sixth Sense is another one.
I do have Sixth Sense.
Do you see dead people
Yes.
all day, every day?
That was such a fun twist at the end of it.
It was, and by now, if y'all motherfuckers haven't seen Sixth Sense, especially with the meme, for the love of God, go watch it. I mean,
Classic.
it is.
It is going to be spoiled.
Yeah, 100% of the time. But yeah, the twist.
Finding a ghost that doesn't realize that they're dead is actually pretty common.
Oh, yeah.
Especially in traumatic experiences like that one, I mean, we see that a lot. a whole lot. You know, like half of our cases, we've had to deal with spirits didn't realize that they were dead, and you know, it's awful when they do because
It's an entire shattering of their world. It's like, how long has this been going on? And they start to think back, and then sometimes they realize it's only been a few years. Sometimes they realize it's been a few decades. And that kind of mental upset is heartbreaking.
it's rough because a spirit is still human until it reaches a certain point.
Sometimes that kind of a realization can push them to that point.
Especially when you realize you've been working all this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Renee said a real cheese festival movie from the 80s is House.
Agreed. I have a soft spot for House. House is not a great movie, and yes, it is a cheese fest. But
Toy box made out of coffin wood.
yo,
Yes, House.
House, goddamn, House is no. That
Oh, okay.
but yeah, it is a fun movie. It's meant to be a fun movie. It's meant to be campy, but it is actually a pretty good one.
Lisa, yes, a toy box made out of coffin wood. That's
Why would you?
yeah. Why?
Why would you?
Why is that? Why is that a choice?
I mean, I understand that sentimental value.
Her parents.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You know, sentimental value. I can understand the reason for that. That's just an interesting decision.
Yes.
And yeah, depending on the situation and the relationship to the wood, it can be just as much of an anchor object as anything else. I mean, we've seen everything from stuffed animals to crucifixes to you know, different
Paintings.
paintings. You know, I've got one that's haunted as fuck that's in my house right now. You know, of course, dolls, teddy bears, you know, things like that. We've seen all kinds of different things over the years, and glowworms. Yeah, fuck that thing. Killed that. But the big thing is anything has the potential to be a anchor object. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be a cursed object. For us, they're two different things. So an anchor object is when a memory or a spirit is actually anchored to said object. So when it's picked up, it activates the memory, like what people call residual haunting, but it's actually what we refer to as an echo. So it replays the memory of that person walking around or doing something.
There's a echo on the phone.
Right. Or, you know, a cursed object is closer to an object that is imbued with a more negative energy or is tethered to a specific bad entity, quote unquote. These are a lot less common than you'd think. You know, one of the biggest ones that have been circulating around for like, especially the last 15 to 20 years is the Dybbuk box. It is considered a cursed object because it is fucking cursed. But you got every Tom, Dick, and Harry that wants to lay their hands on it, which perpetuates the curse. Is it a real cursed object? Yes. I've actually been in close proximity to it. Our lonely hobbit friend actually has it on display in his museum, and it is 100% real. It is actually a legit cursed ass object. To the point where, and I do have to give props on this one, to the point where he has laser etched Hebrew prayers actually engraved into the glass case that it is in to hold it in. I did have to give respect for that because that was actually really fucking well done. But yeah, you know, so it depends on what's actually attached to it and why it's attached. But yeah, the sentiment that's with a toy box made out of coffin wood will have that replaying of the memory, that echo attached to it, more than likely, of that person or persons. So that is actually kind of neat.
Renee said The Others.
That was a weird fucking movie.
Now, I have to give kudos to that movie because that was the movie that actually got me started thinking about dimensions.
Okay.
Because honestly, it's like
Spoilers, by the way.
yeah, spoilers. If you haven't seen it, but that was an awesome movie.
It was pretty good for what it was. I do have to agree. It was one of the better ghost stories. I can attest to that. It was one of the better ghost stories that was told through Hollywood.
But yeah, that one got me thinking about dimensions because you've got like two things going at once and you don't know what's what until the very end.
It was a good movie.
I agree. It was actually really good.
And Nicole Kidman was pretty cute in it.
Tyree.
What?
Your bi is showing.
No,
He said cute.
Yeah.
no. She
So,
was cute.
What about Janet Jackson?
I don't know. Janet Jackson is hot.
See,
Now his bias show.
no, it's bi showing.
No, it's not.
so guys, any other movie questions? Because it is, we've been going for almost an hour and a half. And
We
it's
have
about
indeed.
time for us to wrap it up for the evening. But as always, I'll wait and see if there's any other comments that trickle in with any other movies or questions. But
Yeah.
if you do have any questions about things that are going on in your house, please reach out, because even though it's not something that's super Hollywood, we don't mind reviewing any evidence that you have. We have people that are really good about that and very knowledgeable. We don't mind helping out. If you've got questions, it's always safer to ask and not have anything going on than to continuously brush it off and then suffer. So you can always reach out to us on Facebook here, message us. We do have a Google Voice number as well, which
It is posted.
it's posted as well. And if
We
you've got
also have a
questions-
flyer that floats around.
Yep. We do have a flyer that goes around.
Bless you.
Thank you.
So if you're concerned you got stuff going on, please reach out. It's always best to ask questions.
Better to be safe than stupid,
Mhm.
and better to at least know that there's nothing there than to, always wonder.
Bless you again.
Goodness.
But yeah, we want you guys to know, and we say this every so often on purpose, we want you guys to know that we don't take ourselves seriously, but we do take what we do very seriously. So we cut up, we joke around, we, throw around cuss words, that kind of thing. And it's not what you would typically see from, your typical quote unquote ghost hunters or, TV personalities as ghost hunters. But we're not ghost hunters either. We are metaphysicians. So our goal is to make sure that you are happy, healthy, and safe in your own skin and in your own home. And we usually joke around and talk the way we do to make us more relatable, number one, and to ease the tension, number two. So never think that we're not taking your situation seriously. Never think that we're not taking what we're doing for you or with you seriously. We take it very seriously. Like Pat was saying, please feel free to reach out to any of us if you have us on personal social medias here on Facebook, spiritmechanics.com, info@spiritmechanics.com. There's a number of different ways you can get a hold of us. Of course, you can always call us. You can also text our Google number that is posted. Honestly, we prefer the text message to the call. because we can't always get to the phone. Most of the people at Spirit Mechanics have 9 to 5 jobs or work swing shift hours. So it's difficult for us to get to the phone immediately, but a text message is a lot easier for us to answer, and we can get back to you quicker that way. Do we have any other comments?
We do not.
All right.
Quick question. How many followers do we need to do the Blair Witch remake?
Go.
400.
We need 400 more followers. Yes. So once we reach 3.5,
3.5K. Remember that, y'all. You got work to do. If you want us to be complete jackasses for you guys on YouTube and social media, you need to get us up to 3,500 followers.
yep.
So, and the big thing behind that is the more people that we can interact with, the more people we can help. We would rather be a classroom than anything else, and making sure that you guys are well educated and have people that you can talk to about your gifts or paranormal instances or any kind of possession or haunting. You know, we want to be there for you guys. So the more people we can have around, the more people we can help. And I will always champion you guys, because you guys have always championed us. We have one of the least toxic communities on the internet. And you guys have come to our rescue and have been in our corner when a lot of other people have shied away or have started shit. And we want to make sure that we give back what we can give back. That's the reason why we do, you know, the special giveaways at times. It's the reason why we try to do special streams or special, you know, different things like this, quote unquote, I'm putting that in strong air quotes, movie project that I just literally threw in your all's lap.
Completely out of his ass.
It was 100% out of my ass, but I'm 100% dedicated to it too.
Yep.
So
3,500.
3,500. So, you know, if there's anything that we can provide for you guys that you guys would like us to provide, let us know. Whether that is a specific class or a specific lecture,
I'm sorry.
cough,
No,
or
I'm sorry. It was Renee. I can give 8,000 reasons. We all are the best.
we love you for it, Renee. We do.
We do.
We really do, Chip.
I still got to find my t-shirt. Start wearing it on lives.
Oh my God, yes.
The 8,000.
Yeah, he's got a T-shirt that says this T-shirt cost me $8,000. But
Are you aware of that?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
But
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
you know, case in point, Renee bringing that up, you know, we want to make sure that we're there for you guys too. So it's part of the reason why we changed the structure of the lives. That way you guys have topics, you know, different mechanics are on, different guests are on. You know, we try our best to make sure that you guys have plenty of stuff to watch, get in the middle of, and learn from.
And
But-
also, we have more access because it has 2 different platforms at once.
Yep. But all that being said, before I ramble and wind up getting fucking emotional, because I do actually love you guys and I love what it is that we do, we're going to let you guys go. Remember, Scarefest Television tomorrow night. You can catch it here on Facebook. You can go to scarefestradio.com and catch it there. But starting at 9 p.m., you get all the Scarefest buzz. And be looking forward to the Mama Ruby's event coming up at the end of September, where there's going to be a small handful of us rocking Bowling Green. But till we see you guys again, and as always, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and remember that those that have the power to change themselves have the power to change the world around themselves. Love you.
Love you guys.
Love you guys.
Love y'all.
Bye.